What's up? What's up? What's up, my K-Sesians? It's your girl, K-Ses, the Oracle, your favorite psychic hoe. And if you don't know, now you know, you know. Period. Anyway, gotta be extra. But guys, so I know you realize that your girl has moved to Patreon. And I haven't moved there 100% of my time, but I am splitting it between the two. So I want to cut down on confusion as to, well, okay, what's really going over there on the Patreon? What are we still going to really get over here on the YouTube? Even though I've said it before, I wanted to put a title on it, put a button on it, so everybody knows and there's one consensus, okay? So here's the consensus. So what's the difference between my Patreon and the YouTube? Okay. So first things first, Patreon allows me to have a little bit more freedom of speech without strikes on my channel, or my channel being messed with, or the video being messed with, or something like that, of that nature. No copyright claims or any of that. If I want to play music or what have you, I can have all of those freedoms over there on Patreon, or if I just choose to keep the video over there on Patreon or what have you. Okay. Also, people get all my new content, as far as like celebrity readings, any part two readings of topics I left off on that I started on YouTube. All of that will be all over on the Patreon from now on. Do you understand that? Okay. Also, the Patreon is set up in membership levels. Okay. So that's another difference between Patreon and YouTube. YouTube is more monetized based or donation based. Patreon is simply membership based. You pay your membership once at the beginning of the month, and you are welcome to all the content that I drop on there and to connect with me and what have you. That's the difference between necessarily the Patreon and the YouTube. Okay. YouTube also has more restrictions, like we already know, on what can be said, what not can be said, certain words. They can block certain videos if they don't like what's being said, blah, 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 blah. Patreon doesn't operate in that same form. Do you see what I'm saying? You can say and do whatever, so as long as you're not harming anybody, but, along the lines of what I've already been doing. But I can still do that and then some more over on the Patreon. That's why that's there, okay? Now, the difference between the two tiers, okay? So the 1111 tier, normally I wanted it to be set up to get all the part two type of information that I first started on YouTube. So if I first started a subject, or I first started a case over on my YouTube, then those 1111 membership people on my Patreon will be privy to all of those part two videos, or like, that really was supposed to be it, okay? But I'm going to change that, okay? From now on, the 1111 people will get access to the same video the 3333 people get. But the difference is the 3333 VIP membership and the official 1111 K-Sesian membership. The difference between those two, because I didn't want to make it confusing, it's just two. The difference between the two is the 3333 people will get the free one question reading a month, and they will be added to Zoom meetings once a month that we have to get input regarding the YouTube and the Patreon channel, period. So they have more of an input as to what they want to see, and they can be integral into the growth and the content of the channel, okay? And they can deal with me personally once a month, okay? That's the difference between the 3333 and the 1111 going forward, okay? Starting November 1st, or really even just starting now, but officially November 1st, the 1111 people and the 3333 people will get access to the same videos, but the 3333 people will get a free one question reading with their membership every month. And of course, they will be joining me in a Zoom meeting every month, so I can hear your feedback on the channel, both the Patreon and the YouTube. And I can also get your input on things that you want to see or change or what have you, or even just kudos, congratulations, or just giving me my flowers. However, but we'll just connect once a month with my 3333 VIP membership Patreon people. So that is the difference, okay, between the two tiers on my Patreon, okay? Why you should join the Patreon. Let me see. So you should join the Patreon because, again, I'm doing readings without a live chat. Sometimes the live chat is okay, but it does pull away from my energy. and my focus sometimes. So I want to get back to just simply doing more of just me, the cards, and spirit, because I feel like you'll get more out of the readings that way, depending on whatever the subject might be. As of right now, the Patreon people have gotten at least what I think it's like at least maybe 10 to 15, maybe 10 to 15 videos first before YouTube. So, and that's just, and I think I started kind of even halfway, in the month with Patreon. So basically why you should join Patreon, you get more of my content on a more consistent, regular basis, as far as like hot topics and things like that. Okay. Versus if you didn't join the Patreon, then you get the information late. You also will what else? You also get the information late. You also don't get to basically you just get to be late. Like really, you just really get to be late. You join the Patreon to stay up on all of the current information, my perspective on it. Because I do, and I have proven that my perception on cases, albeit it cold cases, true crime, or celebrities, is always been unique. And you don't want to miss out on what the fuck I could say or what I could be educating you on or whatever. So you don't want to miss out on that. So if you want to get there first, that's why you would be joining the Patreon. Okay. Or also if you just want to be more invested into the channel, as far as like supporting me in this, just being integral into the growth of the channel, that's why you would choose a 3333 membership. And also to get that free one question reading. Don't downplay a one question reading. A one question reading can release you from a mental or emotional prison you might be in. Just because there's one question, that one question, the answer to that could change your perception, your perspective, and the trajectory of your life, depending upon whatever you choose to ask me. Do you see what I'm saying? So that's a very powerful thing that's added into the 3333 membership that's not added into the 1111 membership. Okay. Now, guys, let's get it understood. It's $33.33 a month. That's the VIP membership. And then we have $11.11 a month for the official Caesarian membership. Period. That's the difference. That's why you should choose YouTube. Choose Patreon. That's the difference between the memberships. That's the difference between the two platforms. The expectations of both. With YouTube, I'm thinking starting November 1st, I feel like you guys won't get the new content until maybe at least a week to 2 weeks, or something in between a week to 2 weeks out from when I originally posted the video. Okay. Period. That's how it's going to be, unless I feel and deem it pertinent to drop it right then and there. But I'm probably going to stick to the 1 week to 2 week for YouTube, when you'll see new content, as far as if it was originally put it on Patreon. What makes YouTube unique is that I will always do true crime videos first on YouTube. So if it concerns a case, a missing person, or something like that, we definitely want to put that on YouTube so more people can see it, to get the word out, to make people aware. If it's like the 1111 reading promos, we'll always stick to doing that on YouTube. Discussions, TED Talks, stuff like that will also be just for YouTube. Okay. Is that all clear? I just wanted to come over here and make it all clear, because I feel like it was kind of confusing for people that, was like, damn, like what's going on? Like I'm used to this, and that, and I'm not getting this, and that. Like what's going on? Okay. So I wanted to make it all clear for everybody that cares, that's concerned about the changes in the channel. All right. So guys, make sure that you join me over on the Patreon. You're really missing out, legit. Y'all know my content is good, period. It doesn't need any extra fluffing. You already know. So guys, thanks for tuning into the video. I hope this cleared up some confusion. Like I always say, seek the truth, vibrate higher, and carpe diem. Until the next time, we out.